Antarctica is one of the rare places on planet Earth that has no human influence whatsoever. It has its own very unique mix of flora and fauna. There are species of plants and animals found only in Antarctica. It's like the Antarctic icefish, which has no red blood cells, and the Antarctic hyagrass, which can survive in -89 degrees centigrade. But if Antarctica has no human influence, who owns it? If no one country owns it, then are we wasting the potential of Antarctica in the name of geopolitics? Hello, and welcome to this channel. This is the story of Antarctica, the forgotten continent. Antarctica is the world's last unexplored wilderness. It's the coldest, driest, and iciest place on Earth. Yet life finds a way to not just survive, but also thrive in Antarctica. Now, the name Antarctica comes from the Greek word anti, which means opposite, and Arctica, which refers to the Arctic. So basically, Antarctica means opposite to the Arctic. For the longest time, people had no idea that this massive landmass existed. It was only in 1820 that an Italian explorer named Fabian Gottlieb von Bellingshausen first sighted the Antarctic. For a very long time after this sighting, explorers kept visiting Antarctica, but they never stayed for too long because of the harsh climate. It was only in 1911 that the Norwegian explorer Roald Amundsen became the first person to reach the South Pole. Today, there are about 40 research stations in Antarctica with about 1,000 to 5,000 people visiting every year. The continent has no permanent residents though. No one lives in Antarctica. No countries own Antarctica. No one lays claim to its territory. How big is this territory? Antarctica is the 5th largest continent on Earth. It is almost twice the size of the United States. It covers an area of 14 million square kilometers. That's 5.5 times the size of India. Antarctica is surrounded by the Southern Ocean and is covered almost entirely in ice. The average thickness of this ice sheet is about 2,500 meters. The highest mountain in Antarctica, Vinson Massif, is 4,893 meters tall. The second highest peak, Big Ben, is an isolated pyramid-shaped rock monolith rising 2,600 meters from the ice shelf. The entire continent is divided into two, the part that is covered in ice and the part that isn't. The uninhabitable frozen south and the potentially habitable sub-zero south. Scientists say that 98% of Antarctica is covered in ice. This ice sheet is so heavy that it has caused the crust beneath it to sink down by about 400 meters. Beneath this enormous ice sheet lies a large variety of rocks and minerals: coal, iron, copper, gold, silver, platinum, diamonds, you name it, you have it in Antarctica. Apart from minerals, there are also rich reserves of oil and gas. How much oil? According to some estimates, as much as 200 billion barrels of oil. The economic value of these resources is staggering. It's estimated that Antarctica has resources worth $33 billion. Just to put things in perspective, the GDP of Norway, one of the world's richest countries, is $37 billion. So basically, Antarctica has more wealth than an entire nation. And guess what? All of this wealth belongs to everyone and no one at the same time. Let me repeat this. No country owns Antarctica. So who controls it? Technically, no one does. Antarctica is governed by a system of international collaboration. In 1961, 12 nations signed the Antarctic Treaty, which essentially said that no country will lay claim to Antarctica or use it for military purposes. The treaty also created the Antarctic Treaty System, or ATS, which regulates all aspects of human activity on the continent. The ATS comprises of 53 member countries. These countries cooperate in a number of ways to ensure the peaceful and cooperative use of the continent. For example, Antarctic Treaty System established the Antarctic Logistics and Resources Management. It's a plan, or LARP, which coordinates all logistics related to the continent. There is also the Antarctic Treaty Consultative Body, or ATC, which meets annually to discuss matters related to the Antarctic Treaty. The main objective of the ATS is to ensure that Antarctica is used only for peaceful purposes. But as the years have passed, many countries have started questioning the provisions of the Antarctic Treaty. They want to be able to exploit the mineral wealth of Antarctica. Countries like China, South Korea, India, Australia, Argentina, Chile, France, Germany, Norway, Russia, and Ukraine have started making claims on parts of Antarctica. Some of these claims predate the Antarctic Treaty itself. Like, for example, Chile's claim on Antarctica dates back to 20th century. In recent times, as global warming melts the polar ice caps, new shipping routes through the Arctic and Antarctic have become accessible. This makes the control of Antarctica very important, because whoever controls Antarctica effectively controls the southern passage between the Atlantic and Pacific Oceans. But controlling Antarctica won't be easy. In 2017, an international team of scientists projected how different parts of Antarctica would look when all the ice melted. This map gives us an idea of which countries might try to claim which parts of Antarctica. The race to own the seventh continent has begun. What do you think of this story? Tell us in the comments. Also, did you know that according to the United Nations, the world's population will hit 8 billion in 2023? We'll make that 8 billion count. We'll bring you stories of people, their struggles, their lives, their loves, and their dreams. So stay tuned, because in 2023, we're coming to you every day with a new story. Happy New Year.